his birthday today, and I am the host for today's assembly. First, I would like to invite Shraddha from grade 5 for the morning prayer. I request everyone to join your hands and close your eyes for the prayer.
ॐ ध्यायामो धवलावगुण्ठनवतीं तेजोमयीं नैष्टिकीं स्निग्धापाङ्गविलोकिनीं भगवतीं मन्दस्मितश्रीमुखीं वात्सल्यामृतवर्षिणीं सुमधुरं सङ्कीर्तनालापिनीं श्यामाङ्गी मधुसिक्तसुक्तम् अमृतानन्दात्मिकामेश्वरीम् ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम्.
Thank you, Shraddha. I am very glad to welcome everyone in today's virtual program. First, I would like to welcome the respected Swamiji who is going to be here with us today to attend the celebration. I also welcome our Honorable Principal, Dr. Sita Lakshmi Ma'am, for being here on this occasion. I welcome my respected teachers and my dear friends in today's virtual event. We are fortunate that our respected Swamiji, Vishwamrita Chaitanya Ji, has joined us today. Now I would like to invite Swamiji to address the gathering.
Om Namah Shivaya. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Namah Shivaya to all of you. My salutations at Amma's feet and my humble pranams to all of you all assembled here in this school assembly at the beginning day of the school. And glad to know that all of us today are celebrating Swami Vivekananda's birth anniversary. And we have taken him as our ideals, looking at him, getting inspiration from him. In fact, today's generation, it is very important that we look up to these great personalities who are there in India, who has taught us in the past, and their teachings are still alive today. The teachings of Swami Vivekananda can guide us, in fact, in every phase of our life. Mainly in the preparatory stages of our life where you students are going through or are seeing life. I remember Swamiji's very famous quote, which is often used. Which is a very constant motivation for all of us, even for you students also. That never stop till you achieve your goal. Swamiji's quote is, never stop till you achieve your goal. This statement has a very dynamic statement. It has very strong punch in it. It's a constant motivation for all of us, for all students. When any of us get tired or any of us get disappointed in our lives, this statement inspires us. Anytime when you read this statement, it inspires us. It has been taken from Ishavasa Upanishad, and Swamiji has quoted it. So this arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. It has been a very popular statement, and it always inspires us to always, even if we have fallen down in life, to again get up and then move forward. So this has been Swamiji's teaching. All of us know something about Swamiji, and I believe that some of our tiny tots, some of our students will be talking about Swamiji. You may have prepared some small speech and all. So I would not like to go into explaining who was Swamiji and all, because you will be talking about it. So I just want to come out of it. Just want to tell you that he was the chief disciple of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. He was another great icon in India. Swami Vivekananda spread the light of spirituality all over the world throughout his life. In his short span of life that he was there, 39 years, he toured the world, Europe, America, and India, for the whole of India, and he spread the philosophy of India, sent the message of Vedanta, spread the message of Vedanta throughout the world. Both, and he was a very strong orator. So people used to throng to the auditoriums, to the halls where whenever he used to give speeches, and always his halls were always full, both in India as well as abroad. So one important lesson that I would like to tell you all is from the life of Swami Vivekananda is, once when he toured the whole of India and he came to Kanyakumari, and then where he saw the Ramakrishna seeing him, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa had already passed away. So there he could see the vision of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa asking him to go to the West. So to spread the message of Vedanta even in the West also. So taking this as a call from the divine, call from his guru, he went and approached Sharada Devi, Sharadamma, that is wife of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. So he went there to take her permission. So when he went inside, Swamiji saw that Sharadamma was cooking. She was cooking the meals, the afternoon meals. And Sharada Devi was humming a tune. It was very common for Indian women in those days, and also recent times, particularly when they are cooking or doing any household chores and all, they used to sing devotional songs or hum tunes of the devotional chants, either in a group or or all alone by themselves. So this we may not be able to see today, because today we see people with their iPods and AirPods and listening to those tunes and all. So those days, people used to sing. They used to sing. They used to hum devotional songs when they were cooking. So much was there when they used to cook. They'll get up early in the morning, take bath, and then only go enter the kitchen, light the lamp, and then only. So much was involved in the cooking process. They used to give themselves fully. For that 20-30 minute meal, that the meal that we eat, almost 2 to 3 hours goes into the preparation of the meal, and they cook it so well with utmost love and serve it to people. So when they serve it to the family members, and then they see that they are satisfied with the food that they are eating, this gives them joy. This gives them joy. So because their whole energy has gone into the cooking, so it shows their total involvement. So I was talking about Swamiji when he came to take permission from Sharada Devi, that Swamiji said that I want to go to the US and to take my master's message to the whole world. Sharadamma did not respond to Swamiji's request. Then after some time, Sharadamma said, Naren was his old name, Narendranath Datta. He was not Swami Vivekananda at that time. So they were fondly calling him Naren. So Naren, go and get me that knife which is there, the corner of the room. So Swami Vivekananda went over to that place, picked up that knife and brought it to her, and then gave it in a particular way and handed it over to her. Shardamma received that knife and then kept it down. And then after that, Sharda Devi said that you may go. You have all my blessings. Swamiji was disturbed, like, why did Sharda Devi behaved in this manner? And after all, the vegetables were already cut. And then, why did she go ask me to take that knife and then bring it, and then after taking it from me, just kept it and all. Swamiji asked, Shardamma, so why did, she did it at all? All the vegetables are cut. Why did you ask for the knife? So Sharda Devi said that I just wanted to see what you are after the master has left. Master is Swami Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. So they used to call him master. After master has left, how you are. The way you gave that knife showed something. The way you gave that knife showed something. There is something in Sharda Devi's life also to to be learned. The way she was cooking, with total involvement, and the way Swamiji gave the knife to Sharda Devi also was with total involvement. She saw that in that event that happened, that transpired. She saw that the way the knife was given to Sharda Devi, she saw Swamiji's total involvement in that. The integrity of the body, mind, and soul was there, fully in him, completely in him, and the zeal and the enthusiasm in which he did this work, in which he accomplished this task. It showed his inner personality. And seeing that, that test was what Sharda Devi put Swamiji to. And he passed that test, and then she said, yes, my child, you can go. You are fit. You are fit to carry the master's message. Go with all the Lord's blessings. My blessings are also with you. So we learn so many things from the small incidents in the life of these great personalities. Taking this anecdote, let us see, like from in our life also, how much we are involved in our in doing things what is assigned to us. For example, let us take this prayer assembly. This assembly is we chant the prayers and all. When we chant prayers anywhere, it may be in the assembly or it may be anywhere else, in the temples or anywhere, wherever the place of worship that we go, are we with ourselves? We may begin in the beginning, and then then we are lost. Then we may be doing something else, whatever we are not doing, everything we will be doing in this world other than the prayer that we have come for. We are not with ourselves. So this is what it is. Our involvement, our integrity is not complete. We get lost. We get carried away, and soon the work becomes just an just an activity which is shown outside, but not with the heart. So Swami Vivekananda used to say, kicking a football will take you closer to the divine than any amount of prayer. Why did he say that? Kicking a football or playing a football game can take you closer to God than any amount of prayer that you do. Why did he say that? It's a very puzzling statement. Even when I read it, it was puzzling to me. Why this is one and that is other hand? How Swamiji is comparing both the things together and all. Total both are different poles. But the way Swamiji's perception was, the way Swamiji saw it when he analyzed it, a football game takes you to that level of involvement where you cannot be doing something else other than playing the game. So when you are playing the game, you are dribbling the ball. So your feet has to be in total or the connection with the mind. And then, you are charging at great speed. So the limbs which are controlling the ball, as well as, the speed that you are running, both has to be, calculated, and, it has to be, the ball has to be taken forward. And you have a lot of oppositions, many oppositions are there. So it has to be very alert. The mind has to be very alert. When you involve like that, and when you are totally involved in the game, that is how, the total, the mindlessness comes. You're totally mindless. And then, fully doing the task which is there. Once the mind comes into the picture, then, the thoughts comes, and then you're drifted away. The emotions comes, everything comes, and then, drifted away. But when you're doing a work, you are only when you are fully with yourself, or when Sharda Devi was cooking, the humming is something which you are lost into a world where you are with the divine. When you're chanting the devotional songs, you are lost into that world. You are with the divine, so you forget about anything else, and the hands are at work, and the mind and the heart is at prayer. So this is how any task has to be done. This is how any job has to be accomplished. So this is the teaching that we learn from this incidents, or from this statements that Swamiji has taught us. And so many things are there to learn from his life. If you read the books or autobiographies or biographies of many great saints and personalities, this is the time, there is a lot of things to read, good books to read, rather than spending time on unnecessarily on wasting time on unnecessary things on the social media or those. There are good things also, but then let us look into some good stuff on the internet also, and there are good books also. So let us read these things. There is a famous expression. I mean, whether you have heard it or not, I do not know. Are you game? There is an expression like this. English teachers may be knowing it. There is an expression in English. It says, "Are you game?" It simply means, do you want to try? Do you want to play? Or are you up to the challenge? Is what that statement says. Are you game? So Swamiji believed that playing a game or being a sport is an essential ingredient to build a healthy life. Even Amma says also. Amma also says that it's not just japa sadhana and all. You need a physical activity. You need to do seva. You need to do exert yourselves, and sweat yourselves, so that physically you are strong, mentally also you become strong. So playing a game is just an expression that Swamiji has used. So what he meant that as children, both this physical activity is also necessary, as well as studies is also necessary for in order to build a strong and healthy life. So this is what he meant. Like are you ready for life? Are you ready for life? Are you game means are you ready for life today as of such? So ponder on this, and then try to work towards it. Take the inspirations, take the inspirational messages from Swamiji, Amma, and all the saints and all, and try to imbibe these qualities in you. Are you ready for life means are you involved with life? Are you fully integrated? Your body, mind, and soul is integrated in whatever you're doing, whether you're studying or whether you're playing or whether you are eating, anything. It can be anything. Or whether when you are with your family or anything. When you're with your family, you be fully involved with the family, or talk to them nicely. It can't be that you're in the family and you're somewhere else in the school, and when you're in the school, you're with your at home. So it should not be like that. So be fully with yourself. That is what Swamiji meant. And this is what we learn from Sharda Devi's experience and Swamiji's incidents and all. So on this blessed day, let us try. Let us try our best in order to imbibe those, the good teachings, the good values that all the saints, sages, and all have given us. And like to try to inculcate at least one good value. Maybe honesty, it may be truthfulness. Because Swamiji was known for all these things: honesty, truthfulness, kindness, compassion, all those things. At least if we can, try to imbibe some of these qualities from his life, then let us see the change that we can make in this world. It will be definitely we can make turn this world into a very good world. So, thanking you all and for giving me this opportunity. I pray to Amma that she blesses you all and helps you all in your life's journey, so that you also reach your goal without much difficulties. There will be obstacles without much, and there Amma's grace, Amma's support is always there. So with all that, with Amma's grace, with Amma's blessings, let I pray to Amma that she shows her blessings on all of us. Thank you very much. Om Amriteshwari Namaha.
Thank you so much, Swamiji, for your inspiring and motivational words. Now we have Rishikesh from grade 6 who is going to tell the thought of the day.
Om Namah Shivaya, everyone. I'm going to be telling the thought of the day for today. Assembly. Strength is life, weakness is death. Expansion is life, contraction is death. Love is life, and hatred is death. What this means is that we should be strong, approachable, and loving to all the other living beings. Then our life will become successful. I repeat, it means that we should be strong, approachable, and loving to all the other living beings. Then our life will become successful.
Thank you, Rishikesh. Now I invite Lavit from grade 1 who will chant Bhagavad Gita shlokas for us.
Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha Atadvitiyodyayah Sankayogaha Najayate Mriyate Va Kadachit Nayam Bhutva Bhavita Va Nabhuyaha Ajo Nitya Shashvatoyam Puranaha Nahanyate Hanyamane Sharire Veda Vidashinam Nityam Yayenamajam Avyayam Katam Sapurushah Partha Kam Gatayati Hantikam Vasamsi Yenani Yata Vihaya Navani Drunnati Naroparani Tata Sharirani Vihaya Jinani Ayani Sayati Navani Dehi Nainam Chindanti Shastrani Nainam Dahati Pavakaha Nachainam Kledayam Tyapaha Nashosheti Marutaha Achedyo Yamadahyoyam Akledyo Shoshayevacha Nitya Sarvagatastanuhu Achaloyam Sanatanaha Avyaktoyam Achintyoyam Avikayuramuchyate Tasmadevam Viritvainam Nanusochitumarhasi Atachainam Nityajatam Nityam Vamanyase Tatapitvam Mahabaho Naivam Sochitumarhasi Jatasya Hidru Mrityuho Dhruvam Janma Mritasya Cha Tasmadapariharyete Natvam Sochitumarhasi Avyaktadini Bhutani Vyaktamadhyani Bharata Avyaktanidhananyeva Tatra ka paridevana आश्चर्यवत् पश्यति कश्चिदेनम् आश्चर्यवत् वदति तथैव चान्यः आश्चर्यमन्यशृणोति श्रुत्वापीनं वेद न चैव कश्चित् देहि नित्यमवद्योचैः देहे सर्वस्य भारत तस्मात् सर्वाणि भूतानि न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि. Thank you.
Thank you, Lavit, for such a wonderful performance. Do you all know the life history of Swami Vivekananda? Here we have a video on Swami Vivekananda which will help you definitely know more about him. Let us watch the video.
Five interesting stories about Swami Vivekananda. Narendranath Datta, better known to the world as Swami Vivekananda, was born on January 12, 1863. Since 1984, we observe January 12th as National Youth Day, and after his death on July 4, 1902, all his teachings and lectures were gathered into 9 volumes. He was the perfect embodiment of intellect and humanity. He has been an inspiration for the youth of the nation and will remain so for many more generations to come. There are several anecdotes about the legendary man and his life, and while the authenticity of those stories cannot be verified for obvious reasons, these stories are inspiring nevertheless. Well read. Swami Vivekananda was a voracious reader. While he stayed in Chicago, he used to go to the library and borrow a large number of books and return them to the librarian in a day's time. The frustrated librarian then asked Swami Vivekananda why he borrowed books when he doesn't want to read them. She was all the more annoyed when he said he finished reading all of those books. She said she would take a test and selected a random page from a book and asked him to tell what was written there. Without even a glance at the book, he repeated the lines exactly as they were written. She asked him several more questions, and he answered all of them without a flaw. The Fearless. Swami Vivekananda was 8 years old when this incident happened. He loved to dangle head down from a champak tree in his friend's compound. One day he was climbing the tree and an old man approached him asking him not to climb the tree. The old man was probably scared that Swami could fall and break his limbs, or was just being protective about the champak flowers when the kid questioned him why the old man told him that there was a ghost living on the tree and it would hurt him and break his neck if he climbed the tree again. Swami nodded and the old man walked away. The not so convinced 8-year-old climbed the tree again. All of his friends were scared and asked him why he was doing it despite knowing that he would be hurt. He laughed and said, "What a silly fellow you are. Don't believe everything just because someone tells you. If the old grandfather's story was true, then my neck would have been broken long ago." Now that's an exceptional common sense for an 8-year-old, isn't it? He was incredibly compassionate. Swami Vivekananda represented India and Hinduism in the Parliament of World Religion in Chicago, and before going abroad, he was tested by his mother on whether he had the right to preach Hinduism. After a delicious supper, both of them sat down to eat some fruits. Swami cut the fruit, ate it, and after that, his mother asked him for the knife. He handed over the knife to his mother and was more than pleased. She said, "You have passed the test and you are now eligible to preach the world." A confused Swami questioned her what was she talking about. His mother replied, "Son, when I asked for the knife, I saw how you handed it to me. You gave the knife by holding its sharp edge and kept the wooden handle of knife towards me so that I wouldn't get hurt when I take it. And this means you took care of me. And this was your test in which you passed. To have compassion and being able to take good care of others is a remarkable quality. It is the law of nature that the more selfless you are, the more you will receive, and so did Swami Vivekananda. The wit. Swami was traveling in a train and was wearing a wristwatch that caught the attention of a few girls present in the train. They were making fun of his clothes and his appearance. They decided to play a prank. The girls asked him to give them the watch, else they would complain to the cops that he was harassing them. He then remained silent and acted deaf, made signs to the girls to write what they wanted to say on a piece of paper. The girls wrote it on the paper and gave it to him. Any ideas what he did next? He then spoke. He called the cops and said, "I have a complaint to make." The power of concentration. While Swami Vivekananda was in America, some boys were standing on the bridge and trying to shoot eggshells that were floating in the water. They failed almost at every try. Vivekananda, who was watching them from a distance, went close to them, took the gun, and fired 12 times. And every time he fired, he hit the eggshell. The inquisitive boys asked him how he did it. He replied, "Whatever you are doing, put your whole mind on it. If you are shooting, your mind should be only on the target. Then you will never miss. If you are learning your lessons, think only of the lesson. In my country, boys are taught to do this." We are blessed to have such wise, experienced gurus in this world. It is important that we are guided by our ancestors' wise experience and we pass on the lessons and our wise experience to the next generation.
Wow, that was an amazing video. Are you aware that Swami Vivekananda's birthday is celebrated as National Youth Day? Why is his birthday celebrated as National Youth Day? Let us listen to Sean from grade 7, who is going to highlight this.
Om Namah Shivaya. I'm Sean Karyapa, and today I'm going to be saying a few words on Swami Vivekananda. I would like to start with one of his quotes. "We are what our thoughts have made us, so take care about what you think. Words are secondary. Thoughts live, they travel far." National Youth Day is celebrated on 12th January every year to commemorate the birthday of Swami Vivekananda. He was a social reformer, philosopher, and a youth leader who believed in equality among every living being, and his teachings and philosophies reflect the same. The main objective behind the celebration is to propagate the philosophy and ideals of Swami Vivekananda, for which he lived and worked. Swami Vivekananda's real name was Narendra Nath Datta. He was born on 12th January 1863 in Kolkata, and he left us on 4th July 1902. His father's name was Vishwanath Datta, and his mother's name was Bhuvaneshwari Devi. He belonged to a well-to-do family. His father died suddenly at a young age, and this broke the financial backbone of his family, and the family was pushed into poverty. Despite being a good student, he failed to get a job for a very long time. He used to ask for a job from door to door, but he didn't get one, and so he became an atheist. One of his English professors introduced him to the name of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, and in 1881 he met Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa at Dakshineshwar's Kali temple and became a disciple of the saint. Swami Vivekananda introduced Indian philosophies of Vedanta and yoga to the Western world. He was extremely patriotic towards India and is considered a hero for his contributions to the philosophies of his country. He also drew attention to the widespread poverty in India and for the development of the country. He is best known for his speech at the Parliament of the World Religions in Chicago in 1893, where he began his speech saying, "Sisters and brothers of America," and he introduced India's culture, its importance, Hinduism, etc. to the world. Vivekananda's speech, which dwelt at length on Hinduism and Indian culture, had drawn an all-round praise. He was considered a major force in the revival of Hinduism in India and bringing it to the status of major world religion in the late 19th century. In the speech that blew everyone's mind, Swami Vivekananda had mentioned the basic, yet most important things that one should follow in life. These things included being patriotic, loving all religions, analyzing religion, being acquainted with science, knowing the importance and necessity of rituals, being aware of the roots of Hinduism, being aware of the goal of science, being aware of the cause of a downfall of a nation and being against religious conversions. Therefore, Swami Vivekananda is known as the man of wisdom, faith, a true philosopher whose teachings not only motivated the youth but also paved the way for the development of the country. That is why 12th January is celebrated as National Youth Day every year in India with joy and enthusiasm. I wish everyone a very happy Vivekananda Jayanthi. Om Namah Shivaya.
Thank you, Sean, for such a wonderful speech. Moving ahead, now we have Anchika, Siddharth, and Devadas from grade 1 who are going to tell some slogans along with their meanings.
Good morning, everyone. I am Siddharth from grade 1. I am going to share Swami Vivekananda quotes with you all. Perseverance is the key to success. To succeed, you must have tremendous perseverance, tremendous will. I will bring the ocean, take the perseverance soul. At my will, mountains will crumble up. Have that sort of energy, that sort of will. Work hard and you will reach the goal. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Om Namah Shivaya. I am Devadas from grade 1. Today I am going to tell slogan of Swami Vivekananda. Manifest the power in you. Arise, awake, sleep no more. Within each of you, there is a power to remove all wants and all misery. Believe this, and that power will be manifested. Thank you.
Om Namah Shivaya, everyone. Good morning, everyone. My name is Anchika. We are 3 golden rules of life. Who is helping you? Don't forget them. Who is loving you? Don't hate them. Who is believing you? Don't cheat them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, dear friends. Now I would like to invite Abhay from grade 4 who is going to tell us the story of the bond between Swami Vivekananda and Ramakrishna Paramahamsa.
Om Namah Shivaya. My name is Abhay and today I am going to say a story about Swami Vivekananda. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa bestowed his divine vision to Swami Vivekananda as Lord Rama and Lord Krishna, proving that he was God incarnated. Incident narrated by Ramendra Sundar Bhattacharya. One day, Swamiji went to see the professor of Scottish Church College at his home. At that time, Swamiji was a sannyasi, but was not yet the world-famous Vivekananda. The professor said to him, "Well, Naren, what have you done? You have enslaved yourself to a mad priest. I also heard that you consider that priest to be a god and believe that he has come to this world as a savior. How is it possible that you could believe such an incredible story?" Swamiji calmly replied, "Sir, you have heard correctly. I believe that he, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, was God himself and had taken a human form to save humanity. Previously, I had the same opinion about him as you do, and I told him that many times. He was like a child. He would laugh as he listened to my opinion. He said, 'Am I asking you to believe in me?' Sir, at last, I was forced to believe who he was. One day, he revealed to me that he was God himself and that he had appeared in the form of Ramakrishna. He showed me separately in the form of Rama and the form of Krishna, and then both merged into his own body. He who was Rama, he who was Krishna, both were manifested in Ramakrishna's body. Sir, it was not a hallucination. I saw this with my own eyes. Apart from that, I have seen, understood, and realized in many ways that he was God himself. This I heard directly from the professor. He also told me, I knew Naren very well. He was not a person to be hoodwinked with any kind of fakery. I understood that day that Naren did not believe Ramakrishna to be God from blind faith, and afterwards Naren's epic life proved that Ramakrishna was not an ordinary person. Thank you.
Wow, Abhay, that was truly inspiring. Now we have Rishan from grade 3 who is going to sing a song for us. May we have the video on the screen, please?
Om Namah Shivaya, everyone. Now we will listen to a song which has been sung by Rishan from grade 3. The song is in Bengali, so that is why I thought to say a few words about the song. So in this song, Swami Vivekananda has been addressed as a very courageous commander, that at his call, many great people just come and do and listen to his words. Because Swamiji, he was a selfless person. He was much above selfishness, conflict, and anything which is negative, which brings negativity to our life. So, because all this negativity bring just trouble in our life. But Swamiji, he was here to inspire not only the youth, but everyone. And in this song, Swamiji's greatness has been praised. So let us listen to this song sung by Rishan.
Om Namah Shivaya. My name is Risan Roy. I am from grade 3. Now I will start Bir Senapati Vivekananda song. Bir Senapati বীর সেনাপতি বিবেকানন্দ ওই যে ডাকিছে আই রে আই, আহ্বানে তার আপনা ভুলিয়া, আহ্বানে তার আপনা ভুলিয়া, কত মহারথী ছুটিয়া যায় বীর সেনাপতি। আত্মত্যাগে অগ্নিমন্ত্রে দীক্ষিত হয়ে নবীন তন্ত্রে, আত্মত্যাগে অগ্নিমন্ত্রে দীক্ষিত হয়ে নবীন তন্ত্রে, ভগবত যত দ্বৈত দলিতে, ভগবত যত দ্বৈত দলিতে, আপনা সোপিতে কে যাবিয়ায় বীর সেনাপতি। সাত দন্ত ভোগ কলাহল এনেছে জগতি শুধু হলাহল, সাত দন্ত ভোগ কলাহল এনেছে জগতি শুধু হলাহল, নিভাতে আজকে সেই দাবানল, নিভাতে আজকে সেই দাবানল, প্রেম বাড়ি সেজে এনেছে হাই বীর সেনাপতি। এসো দেব এসো করুণা নিধান, লৌহ আজি মম তনু মন প্রাণ, এসো দেব এসো করুণা নিধান, লৌহ আজি মন তনু মন প্রাণ, কৃপা করি করো এ আশিস ধান, কৃপা করি করো এ আশিস ধান, তব কাজে যেন জীবন যায় বীর সেনাপতি। বীর সেনাপতি বিবেকানন্দ ওই যে ডাকিছে আই রে আই, আহ্বানে তার আপনা ভুলিয়া, আহ্বানে তার আপনা ভুলিয়া, কত মহারথী ছুটিয়া যায় বীর সেনাপতি। বীর সেনাপতি বিবেকানন্দ ওই যে ডাকিছে আই রে আই, আহ্বানে তার আপনা ভুলিয়া, আহ্বানে তার আপনা ভুলিয়া, কত মহারথী ছুটিয়া যায় বীর সেনাপতি। বীর সেনাপতি, বীর সেনাপতি। থ্যাংক ইউ।
Thank you, Rishan, for such a wonderful performance. As we have come to the end of today's special assembly, I would like to thank everyone for being a part of today's program. I would like to extend my sincere thanks for the respected Swamiji for being here today. I thank our respected principal, Dr. Sita Lakshmi ma'am, for always being a guide to us. I thank my respected teachers and my dear friends for attending today's event. Thank you, everyone. Now it's movie time. Are you all excited? Well, I am very excited. We are now going to watch a movie on Swami Vivekananda. I request everyone to keep your audio and mute and keep your video off for a better quality of the movie. This movie is definitely going to help us know Swami Vivekananda better.